it's Liz from Old Stables Craft. How are you today? So, it appears we are live, which is always a plus. So, it's August, so of course the weather is meh. It's been meh most of the month. We've had one or two really hot days. We had an absolute deluge on Saturday. It was more like March, and today it's just meh. So, when you join, which hopefully we'll be doing soon, hello Shaz, hello Karen. So yes, when you join, do remember to let me know where you're joining from. It's always nice to have a weather report. Hello Deborah from Michigan. If you are watching live, my brain isn't working today. I just thought I'd let you know that now. If you're joining live, you can, if you're logged into YouTube, you can leave a comment in the chat. If you're joining the replay, you can leave any comments or questions below the description bar. A thumbs up is always appreciated, as is a share and a subscribe. So that's over. Hello Karen, good evening from what is predicted to be a crazy windy night here in Victoria, and I'm thinking that is in Australia because it's evening. We've had really windy weather. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with the weather at the moment. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Judith from a sunny Pevensey. I just wish it was sunny here. It's meant to be and it's not. So, I don't know who's doing what at the moment, but it's not working. Anywho, I have got so many stamps actually mounted. It's just ridiculous. I had to get extra blocks out. The sun's trying to shine through the clouds on the south coast, says Karen. Hello, Leslie. So, Altenew sparkled. Now, I got this from scrapbook.com, which is one of my favourite shopping places. It is in the US. It's bright with Shaz but cold. She's down in the West Country. So it's from scrapbook.com. It's called Sparkled, and I don't know why. Well, I do, actually. So let me show you the packet. Well, that's the packet. The mount sheet seems to have disappeared. Oh, there it is. That's the mount sheet. Except it goes that way round so that we can actually see the words. We've got Keep On Shining, Be Your Own Kind of Awesome. You sparkle the most when you're you. Sparkle with all your heart. You were born to sparkle and shine. What that's got to do with flowers, I really don't know, but that's why it's called Sparkled. And although they come just like that in a cellophane sheet, I've bought, again from scrapbook.com, these little envelope pockety things, which are great if you are buying your stamps and they don't come in a stamp case like they do with Stampin' Up. These are great to store them because you don't have that having to rip the cellophane all the time. However, I've not put the card back into the envelope just yet because with Altenew you get layering guides, you get colour guides, and you get alternatives. It's just, and they tell you how to do it. So, all good. I'm going to start with a card that's going to look remarkably like this, but with just the one, so remarkably like this, in fact, but just with the one flower with the leaves. We are going to do a mask, and we are going to do some fussy cutting and some embossing. So there we go. That's the plan for today, Stan. So let me grab that. I need some scrappity scrap, which in my world is a piece of small grid paper, which Stampin' Up no longer do. Why would they? Hello, Marlene from Wisconsin. So the first thing we need to do is make sure that we can get the flower actually onto the piece of card. Now I do want to make sure that I've got everything the right sort of way up. which is going to be kind of like that. Yeah, it'll fit. It will fit. I have already done some masks, so fear not. You don't have to watch me cut masks. So how is everyone? Let me think if I've got anything I can tell you in Stampin' Up world, even though I'm not Stampin' Up anymore, or not at the moment. Are there matching dies? Not that I'm aware of, Leslie, but there might be. Altenew do dies. Do dies. But I haven't seen them. I want to say this was on special offer. I think. So there's our first flower. I'm going to do all of the outlines and then I'm going to do... No, I'm not. I'm going to do the flower and then the leaves. Otherwise we'll be swapping over all the time. So, bonus days vouchers run until... I think, and if you're a demo you can let me know. Hello Patricia from a windy Melbourne. So yes, if you know, please tell me. But I believe that bonus days vouchers stop on the 30th in Europe and South Pacific for some quirk, but in America, as in North America, the 31st. Don't quote me on it, but I have this idea in the back of my mind that that is the situation. Now, what Altenew do is they put... Oh, I think I've got autofocus on, which is not a good idea. They actually put where you need to look in order to see how to line things up. 30th of August. Thank you, Leslie. So, bonus days vouchers, 30th of August. This is Boho Blue, by the way. And... Ooh, I'm going to bring a stamping mat out if I can find one. Yes, there we go. Because I think this is going to be quite fairly chunky. So a little bit of oomph behind it might be a good idea. Ooh, it's a bent stamping mat. But the DSP sale runs until the end of the month. In fact, is it until the beginning of next month? Is it until the 4th of September? Again, I have something in the back of my mind. Sorry, I've got a bit of fluff. I have something in the back of my mind that is telling me that it's some weird month, or weird date rather. So I am going to ignore what they said on the pack and I'm just going to try and line everything up. Eek. Now if you've got a stamp positioning tool, see that's not right. If you've got a stamp positioning tool, it's so much easier. Altenew do a thing which I'm tempted to get called a stamp wheel. Oh, that's all right. Which helps you make wreaths. Sorry, I've got a buzz on my watch. Oh, it's an asking me how I feel, probably because my pulse rate's gone up. So that was Boho Blue. This is Orchid Oasis. It's retired. I don't care. So this one. So for this one, we've got to look in the middle of the flower. Wish me luck. And which way up? Right, so I have got the flower the right way up. And then I've got to look in the middle. Oz is the 30th of August. I think it's the 31st of August for the end of the DSP sale. Okay, as I say, I just had some weird thought in the back of my mind that it was not for the DSP sale, I mean. Right, so I'm lining up the middle as much as I can. Scary stuff. I have not used this stamp set before, let it be said. Oh, like that though. So that's that. We then need to do the middle, which I'm going to do with... Some people are going to hate me for this, but you know, I don't care. Wild wheat and crushed curry, I think. Yeah. So wild wheat and crushed curry. So wild wheat I'm going to do for the last bit, and this is crushed curry for the first bit. So this is kind of like the background to the centre. Anyway, so yes, so don't miss out on those things. I believe everywhere that the Halloween house has sold out, and although it will be coming back, not until after Halloween. Go figure. And September, and again, this is my bad memory, is that when the scrapbooking stuff is available? I think the new scrapbooking stuff, which I'm very excited about. I can't wait to see a copy of the, I gather there's going to be a digital copy of the, oh, sorry, just concentrating, of the catalogue. That's the word I'm looking for. Dear Lord. So that's our flower. And I have got a mask, which I've already cut. There we go. Now, when you're doing a mask, you want to cut inside the stamped line, because otherwise the mask will act as a barrier to the ink. Hello, Julie. Never late. Thank you, Marlene. So, right, okay. Let me move some of my flower bits. Ooh, hang on, I've missed a bit. Oh, I can put it in at the end. Have I missed a bit? What's that bit for? That's not included in the how to layer it up bits. How bizarre. How bizarre, how bizarre. Ooh, I think that's if you... No. Yes, that's if you don't stamp that. So it's the middle of the flower if you don't stamp the outline of the flower. Confused? You can be. Right, so I'm going to, let's see, go, because I want leaves coming out top and bottom. So I think we'll go large leaf at the bottom. Yep. So I need my black. Yes, you've just downloaded the scrapbooking leaflet. Oh, how exciting. September 4th is the launch of the new mini catalogue and also the scrapbooking catalogue. Oh, I'm so looking forward to seeing the scrapbook catalogue. I have a mini catalogue because I was just still a demonstrator at the point where they put them in the post. So I got one. Right, so that's our leaf outline. I'm going to leave the, I'm going to leave, that's not the right one, that's an outline, that's the one I need. I'm going to leave the mask on, is what I'm trying very hard to say. I'm failing abysmally. This is Old Olive. Can't see. I mean, I can, but I'm just, you know. Right, so that's that one done. I'm going to leave the Old Olive out, and we're going to go for this one. One of them has got 3 stamps. That goes with that one. That goes with... Why can't I see the other stamp? Where have I hidden the third? Oh, there it is. Right, sorry about that. Just checking which way round these leaves go. Okay, that's fine. It's going out that way. So that's that one. And that is also that one, and so is this. So this one I'm going to do in Old Olive. So this is going to be a solid leaf, relatively speaking. Oh, thank you, Leslie. She's done a thumbs up. Mary says September 4th. Oh, no, I've read that. Kay, hello, Kay. I have stamps like this and I'm just no good at getting them lined up. Kay, I think the trick, if you're having, I mean, I've not lined that up particularly well. Fortunately, it's the bit that went off the edge. I think the trick is do it with a stamp positioning tool. This is Mossy Meadow, which may or may not add something to the whole thing. Who knows? Meh. Meh. It's the only one I need the Mossy Meadow for. Right, so that's those. We will have to have a massive clean-up session once I have done this. And I may trim the... that way. I may trim the this white down. And this. Hello, Nora. How are you? Nora was on my team, as indeed was Debbie, who is here. Nora is in Ireland. Right, so we do need a sentiment still, which I'll come back to. Now the trick is to peel this off without ripping it, because I'll need it again. So there is our flower. Yay! So let's see, boho blue and white, I think. So have I got a white card base out already? Do I really care if I have or not? Not really. Ooh. No, that's smooth. Right, let's get a white card base, which means opening a new pack of thick white. Leslie still uses her Stamparatus. Very good. Yes, I do as well. Just because we can't sell it doesn't mean we can't use it. But what it also means, and those of you who do online videos, boho blue is back there. If you have, for example, a Misty, you can, because we are not currently selling, we, Stamping Up, are not currently selling a stamp positioning tool, you can promote the Misty if you wish, because it's not in competition with anything that Stamping Up sells, because Stamping Up would love to sell the Stamparatus, but at the moment the manufacturer of, or the copyright owner of Misty, won't let Stamping Up use the Stamparatus because they say it's too much like the Misty. So I'm just cutting in half and scoring in half. I will need to trim this down, and I'm actually going to take it off the edge here. So I'm going to lose a little bit of that leaf, which I don't mind, and a little bit down here. It actually makes it look a little more intentional if your design goes off the page, weirdly. Right, so let's have a look at the sentiments, which I'm not lyrical about, it has to be said. I think I'll do Be Your Own Kind of Awesome. It's the least offensive of the ones that I've got here, to my mind. I did prep all of my stamps before we started. I left them on the sheet and just went over them with a white eraser. Shaz, please show your support for Liz by giving the live a thumbs up and sharing the live with your crafty friends. Thank you, Shaz. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel by clicking the bell. Yay! Thank you, Shaz. Julie says, it was a shame when they got rid of the Stamparatus. It's a very useful tool to have. I know there are so many on the market. I still use my Stamparatus, as does your son. Judith has the Misty and a Stamparatus, wouldn't be without them. So Julie, it wasn't that we stopped Stamping Up, stopped selling it. It was that they were told they weren't allowed to. Just to be clear. So there are all sorts of legal cases going on between My Sweet Petunia, who are the copyright holders for the Misty, and people who are making stamp positioning tools. So anything that is perceived to have a hinge, My Sweet Petunia are going after. Sizzix have one too, so if Misty have said that Stamping Up do one, how do Sizzix and Tim's Holtz? Right, so it's the Tim Holtz one's been withdrawn, and I think the Sizzix one has as well. The Altenew stamp positioning, actually, is it Sizzix or American Craft I'm thinking of? There's one that is still around that is definitely not hinged, that isn't the Altenew one. The Altenew one is definitely not hinged. But the answer to your question is, Julie, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. Maybe they're going for one company at a time, as in Misty. But it is all to do with legal cases, so you tell me. You tell me. Sorry, I'm just getting my stamps slightly out of the way because there are lots. Right, so we can add that to that and then this to that. So let's fold this first. I mean, Stamping Up got away, that's the wrong word. Stamping Up managed to not be brought into any of the legal cases for quite a long time. But then my understanding is subsequently they were brought into the legal cases. Let's stick it on the right way up, shall we? And I think I've still got some of those lovely flat in colour boho blue gems. I had glue once upon a time. Judith was very disappointed with Sweet Petunia for doing that to other companies, as most of them were slightly improvements on Missy. Absolutely. Boho blue is very pretty, but I love boho blue. It's one of my favourite colours. Tahitian Tide. Gone. Also one of my favourite colours. I'm still going to be using it as an ink anyway. But here's the thing. If you like a colour, of the ink at least, do remember to buy the re-inker, because that way you'll have it for longer. Right, let's have a little look and see if I can, yes, find them in colour dots. I have them in boho blue. So I like that these are 3 different sizes, because I like a little cluster of 3, and I like when they are not all the same size. So that's 2. I'm going to put another little, yeah, here. And that will be card 1 done. How are we doing for time? 25 minutes, not too bad. Not too bad, that man. Right, so that is card numero 1. I have got the other inks ready to go, as it were. Hello, Kay. Thank you. Balmy blue is good too, but yeah, this is boho blue, which is that little bit softer. So there we are. There is card number 1. Excellent, Judith. Yes, that's how you should do it. Thank you, Leslie. I'm glad you think it's a beautiful card. So, right. Next. Ooh, shall I do that or shall I do that? I'm going to do that. Right, so I need scrap. Scrap? No. No. Come on, scrap. That's not big enough. That'll do. Right, okay. So this time I'm going to stamp and fussy cut. Good luck. I'll have something I can say while I'm fussy cutting. And we're going to put it on an embossed background. So I can do this bit flat and then I'll bring in my stamp mat. So that's 1. Dum, dum, dum. 2. 3. 4. I'm just going to hack those out roughly so that I can have them all on the mat. And that is pretty rough. So, let's see if I can have them roughly the same way up. Right, okay. I thought it would be fun to do... Ooh. Yes, I will do that one next. Right, so, here's some weird colours for you, but it was suggested. Hello, Jane, live from Australia. Hello, Margaret. Thank you. I'm glad you like the blue flower. So it's an Altenew stamp set. Hello, Marlene, or rather, farewell, Marlene. Have a great day. Right, so this is Lost Lagoon. I know, there's a weird colour for a flower. But guess what? Flowers are actually weird colours. I'm growing some very... sorry. There's a bit of fluff. Not anymore, there's not. There's just the bit of fluffed ink. That's better. So yes, now that I'm getting to have more time in the garden, I'm seeing all sorts of strange coloured flowers coming up. Lots and lots of purples. A few blues. I have to say I haven't got any turquoise flowers. But who knows? So, Jan, where in Oz are you, says Leslie. So that's that. So to go with my Lost Lagoon, I have Pretty Peacock. Load, aim, fire. So I'm actually lining up on that circly thing in the middle, which isn't a circle, it's a splodge, a white splodge, if you can have a negative splodge. Right, so if I do all of my old olive first, in fact I might just do old olive. So this goes with that one. Olive, more old olive, and that one. So Margaret wants to know, Nora, where you are in Ireland, because she lives in Sligo. and she would love to meet more Irish demos. There you are, Nora. I can't remember exactly where you are. And anyway, it's not my place to say where you are. So that's that. Let's go back to wild wheat, and actually, no, I'm going to use wild wheat, but I'm going to use Daffodil Delight rather than crushed curry, because crushed curry is actually quite close to wild wheat. Right, so Jan is in Queensland, and that means she's on the same time zone as Leslie. Right, so that one goes yellow, I think. Karen being in Victoria. One of the things I absolutely love about continuing to do these lives, even though I am not a Stampin' Up! Demo at the moment, or indeed, yeah, at the moment, so I'm just trying to do the whole load, aim, fire thing and failing abysmally. I think it's there. Oh, that's because it is. Nora lives in Kildare and she would love to meet. Yay! Love it. So yeah, I love the fact that we can all chat together and get to know each other and support each other and all those good things. So this is wild wheat, which hopefully will be slightly easier to line up than the last one. Now, if you want your colours to be more distinct, don't do them as quickly as I did. So you may find that the yellows, because the Daffodil Delight was still a little damp, you may find that the wild wheat picks some of that up. May not. Who knows? Right, so I'm going to do this as quickly as I can, but it is still fussy cutting, folks. Fortunately, I don't have to be quite as accurate as I was for the masks. Because for the masks you do need to keep your line reasonably even all the way inside the mask. Hello Penny from Melbourne, also in Victoria. Well, we've got someone else from Melbourne. I am thrilled to hear that Margaret and Nora will try and get together. I'm guessing you are both in the UK and Ireland Facebook group, so you could message each other in that. And I think there is an Irish demo group now, Facebook group. So fingers crossed that will be how to get hold of each other and enjoy your grandchild sitting. So we had in parts of the UK, we had a bank holiday yesterday. Scotland didn't. Scotland has a bank holiday at the beginning of August, which frankly is probably a better idea. But the rest of the UK had a bank holiday yesterday, which is to say Northern Ireland, Wales and England. Not yesterday. Yes, yesterday. And it wasn't wet. Certainly where we were, it wasn't wet. Where we are. And we booked a holiday. I say a holiday, it's a long weekend away. It's not going to be anything, extravagant. But the big plus is hubby booked it. So I've been nagging him for a while to say, let's go away. And he's taken the hint. So we are away in October. It's only a long weekend, so Friday through to Monday. Near Torbay, or in Torbay, or not in Torbay, because you don't want to be in Torbay. You'll be very wet. But on that coast, more towards Dartmouth than Torquay. But yeah, October. And we've got a hot tub, which we may or may not want to use in October. Right, hopefully I won't be that much longer doing these. Where are we? 25-2. Hey, I'm doing well. This is all right. I think we will have time for 3 cards. Whoa! I know. Such things happen most weeks, but you never know. Famous last words, of course. The final card does not include fussy cutting, so that will be a plus. 10 minutes from you, Shaz. Wow. So Max has woken up, so he and Margaret will now watch. Excellent. That will be good, Liz, says Julie. I love Dartmouth, went a long time ago. Yes, I guess that was ago. I love Dartmouth. I mean, it's a part of the world I know reasonably well, in that I used to do a lot of sailing out of Torquay. So I say I did a lot of sailing. Actually, I didn't do that much sailing out of Torquay. I did 1 national championships in Torquay, from Torquay. Got the worst sunburn I have ever had. It was bizarre, actually, because... So I'm just checking something. Oh no, that's right. I was checking this. I had used all the stamps that I needed for this image, and I have. So I was crewing a guy, and it was quite blowy. I think we capsized a few times. So I was doing a lot of trapezing, which is where you have a wire connecting you to the top of the mast, and you effectively stand on the edge of the boat to help keep it flat. And because we were at sea, I was wearing a long john wetsuit and a t-shirt, because it was sunny, but it was obviously the water was going to be cold. And I had sun cream on everywhere apart from behind my ears, which is fine until your parents come down from London. Just going to grab a background. Ooh, no, I think I'm going to use a different background colour. Ooh. I think I might go beige. So my parents came down to see how things were going. They were very supportive of my brother and I. Oh, excuse me, beige is over here, I think. There we go. And, in fact, I might do beige on beige. Oh, got up too quickly, which is always fun. So, actually, I might do Lost Lagoon as well. Anyway, they came down to see how things were going, and we met them on the harbour wall, and almost the first thing my mother said to me was, oh, gosh, the behind your ears is so sunburnt. That's unfortunate. And it was like they hadn't hurt until she did that. And the moment she said that my... Oh no, that is right. The moment she asked me how my the behind my ears were feeling, they started hurting. When they eventually peeled behind my ears, came off in one piece, in the shape of the back of my ear. Just saying, it was incredibly uncomfortable. So this is a stamp. It's the Laird Florals embossing folder. It's a 3D embossing folder. I'm going to run the risk of not spritzing my cardstock. But if you find that your cardstock doesn't like going through a 3D embossing folder, just give it a very light spritz with some water. Oh, so I need my Big Bertha. I need base plate and plate 4. Apparently. So 1 and 4. We went to Dartmouth last week for a meal. Oh, lovely. There's a regatta there this week. Oh, how lovely. Perfect, Shaz. Aww. How sweet. I'm so glad Max liked to smile at mine when I said his name. 16 months must be a lovely age. The age where they're not too cheeky. It was, I don't know how serious it was, but it was quite painful. It was an interesting week, actually, for a whole host of reasons. I mean, it was hard work, don't get me wrong. So this is the embossing folder, which is stunning. So where's my... I was doing a Lost Lagoon background, wasn't I? All there. Sorry, the postman has just come to pick up lots of post. He's going to... Oh no, he's delivering something first. Then he's going to pick up lots of post. He's going to hate me. It's all the stuff that I'm selling on my D-Stash site. So, where was I? Oh yes. When I got back home after the Nationals week, which is a week, to say I was shattered is, to put it mildly. I ended up taking a week off work. I had lost, I kid you not, in a week, 1.5 stone. Purely because, so here's the thing, when you are sailing, there are various things that, this is in a dinghy, let it be said, international 14 foot. So, not wishing to put too fine a point on it, you're out at sea for quite a long time, often for more than one race back to back, because they do take you out to sea. So once they've got you out there, they kind of keep you. It does limit the facilities, shall we say, that are available. So you do kind of limit what you consume. Add to the equation the fact that I am allergic to chocolate, and I was even back then. And you then have the problem of, what do you eat? Because most people who do these sorts of mad sailing things will take something like a Mars bar, because it's high in calories, it's small, and actually doesn't taste too bad when it's been in salt water. However, that wasn't very clever. Never mind, we'll work around it. I should have put the leaves on, probably. Oh, I know what I can do. Ooh, no, I know what I can do. Anyway, so I wasn't eating very much. We had breakfast. That was fine. Breakfast was an okay meal to have. Sorry, just concentrate on that for one moment. Lunch didn't really happen, and evening meal was basically get as much protein and as many calories into you as you possibly could. Your niece sails out of Torquay. Well, she will know that it's interesting. Can be really interesting. Anywho, so that I want there, because I want that on the base, and then that's going to be popped up. And then the same with these. So we were mostly eating kind of steak and chips in the evening and having a cooked breakfast in the morning, just to keep the calories up. So yeah, I hadn't really eaten much other than, you know, really good things to eat. and I lost 1.5 stones. In fact, I think it may have been 2. I put half a stone back on, so I think actually I lost 2 stone in a week. Just saying. It was great fun though, apart from the fact I was shattered and had to take time off work. So that was fun. But yeah, it was the last International 14 Championship I think I did. And then I went into big boats, which seemed much more sedate. So that's that one. Let me just turn it over and press. Hello, Sheila from Christchurch. One of her friends has just won gold in the Olympics. Wow! How amazing. So that's the second one we've made. That was the first one we've made. So the next one we're going to do some masking. So white background, and where's my scrap? There we are. And that I will have to do some cleaning along the way, but for the moment. It's funny you should say that, Shaz. So, and I think I've mentioned this before, many years ago, in a one drunken evening, me drunk, never, surprisingly often actually as an adolescent, I was asked by a chap if I would try out for the England sailing team, and I thought it was just a drunken joke, but apparently it wasn't. But because I thought it was a joke, I never took him up on it. There, but for the grace of God and all those sorts of things, well, I don't know really what would have happened. But it is a regret in as much as I would like to have known how I would have done. No, we'll go there. Whether I would have qualified, I don't know. I keep having to check this one, which way up it goes. That way. There's that one, which I will ultimately mask, but first I'm going to do its green. Sliding doors moments, absolutely. Yeah, it's, I would say, I mean, it would have been a very different life. No. Yes. Had I earned a place. And it's ironic that I'm now incredibly competitive with myself at the gym. That's not beautifully done, but it'll do. But yeah. I would have been probably sailing in 420s, which I don't know if they sail in the Olympics anymore. So, Shaz, who is your daughter's friend who won gold? Which is the one I haven't done? That one. Ah, John Hannah, yeah. John Hannah, good. Now I am going to have to peel actually I'm not going to have to peel this off because I can do the colour before as in the blending, before I do the flower. It's a weird way round of doing it, but as I'm halfway there already. So that goes there, and this one goes... Hello Rose, sorry, did I miss you? I missed you. Hello Rose. Right, so is that the one I want? No, that's green. somewhere I have a grey brush. So this is grey granite, and actually I'm going to bring in, I've not used this yet and I've had it for a while. This is Waffle Flowers stencil mat, and the idea is that you put whatever you're doing down there, and then you can, but can I use it there? I think I can. And then just clean it. I think it's supposed to sort of hold on to everything. So start on and come off. Ooh, let's lock that a bit more in place. So start on and come off. And the reason you want to start on the masks is so that if you get a sort of splodge of colour, the splodge of colour is on the mask, not on your card, and try not to lift your mask too much. So the problem with the points is that you can end up lifting them. Oh, it works! Eek. Again, got this from scrapbook.com. Again, I want to say it was on offer. This might have had some green on it at one point. However, it's fine. Right. So we have still got to stamp the flower. Oop. As in the colours. And you can see where it was. So all that then needs is a wet wipe, and I know wet wipes are not the most economically eco-friendly thing. These theoretically are biodegradable, as in I think they just take, you know, months / a year to biodegrade rather than not at all. Goes in there, and it actually comes in a bag to keep it sort of clean, which is nice. I'm going to leave it to dry for the moment, but yeah, that works. So peel off my masks to reveal what is underneath. And we're going to go pink. Very, very pink. Let's get rid of, let's not get rid of them there, let's get rid of them there because I need that. Right, so let's bring this in because I'm going to be stamping off the edge. I need to clean the stamps before I put blue into pink. Leslie has one of those. Do you like it? I love my waffle flower stencil mat now that I've used it a whole once. She went to support. Oh, how wonderful, Shaz. Just clean. Right, so we're going Pretty in Pink and Petunia Pop. So these are new in colours. So I've been storing them upside down. I am just going to check that they're not too juicy. Nope, that'll be okay. Because if they're too juicy, you can end up with... Sorry, I'm trying to work out which way round it goes. No. No. I can't work out which way round it goes. This is ridiculous. Is it that way? No. Can someone please tell me which way around this is supposed to go? Because I can't work it out. I think it's this way. You got yours from eBay. I have to say mine, yeah, not so much. I sell on eBay, I don't buy, which is kind of odd. No, that is definitely the right way around. I just need to get everything lined up. There we go. Pink, pink, pink. So that's pretty in pink. And then Petunia Pop. Complete with a piece of plastic on the ink pad. It's just a little bit of fluff, plastic fluff. And this one. Oh dear Lord, this is going to be fun to try and line this up. Oh no, I think actually this might be easier. Postage from the US is very expensive. It's not cheap from the US to the UK, but because a lot of things by the time they get to the UK have gone up, increased in cost a lot, as in if I buy from a UK supplier, like shop, you will probably find that I'm paying over the odds before we even start thinking about things like postage. I generally only buy if there's an offer, so I get a discount. And now, which is a big plus for me in my head, so I'm going to use Daffodils Light and Crushed Curry for the yellow. They do the tax from the US, as in they collect UK tax in the US, so you don't have to go through the whole hassle of paying the post office £8 for collecting it for you. Because back in the day, you had to pay customs and VAT and all that stuff, but the post office would charge for providing that service, and it really was not worth doing it because they charged so much. But now that it's done at source, it's not a problem. And as I say, I normally only do it if there's a special offer on. Hello Amy, first time you've managed to catch me live and we're just coming to the end. However, right, so I am going to trim this down a tiny bit, and I'm going to put it on, I think I'm going to put it on Petunia Pop. In fact, I might, is that going to be big enough? No, that would be too easy. I'm going, sorry, I'm under the desk, so you probably can't hear me. Let me. Sorry, what I was just thinking was I was going to do that, and I am. Ooh, no, no. Ooh. Petunia Pop card base. Whoa! So I only have to cut a layer. So yes, by paying the tax in the States, it actually works out quite cost effective by the time you've taken the, I'm going to go that side first, by the time you've got the saving, because it hasn't had to leave the States in the first place. That was a real waffle. Oh, bless you, Amy. They're a nice bunch. Where are you joining us from? As in which country? You don't have to tell us, you know, at such and such an address. I'm just curious. So this needs to be that size, ultimately. We have people from the States, we have people from the UK, Ireland, Australia, all over. So this is going to go on there. Oh, I quite like that. Oh, I do quite like that. Right, I am going to stamp a little sentiment. Grab my sentiment sheet. Where's the sheet of stamps gone? Who's buried it? Where's it buried? There it is. Ooh, oh, that's a mask. So I want just a little one, so I'm going to do Keep on Shining. Which I'm going to do in black. You're in Suffolk! Oh, excellent! Well, welcome. I'm trying to see if there's a smaller, that's a smaller piece of card. That's a better size piece of card for a tiny little sentiment. So theoretically, because it is a see-through stamp, I should, yes, be able to stamp it straight. Ah, so Leslie used to be not that far from you. Right, okay, final hurrah, or huzzah, or whatever it's called. I am going to trim that. It's not beautifully straight, but it'll do. As in, it's not perfectly straight. It's good enough for jazz. And then I'm going to do that, and then I am going to add some adhesive. Let's get rid of the overflow. Pop that on there. Now I'm going to be brave and cut this. Let's get the glue off my hand. Cut this by hand. There we go. Hello, Catherine from Perth. I love Perth. I mean, that is to say, the only place I've been to in Australia is Perth and the environs. But I do love it. I think I probably preferred Fremantle, but, you know, 6 and 2 3s. And it was a very long time ago that I went to Perth. Very long time ago. Right, so we're going to have Keep on Shining there, I think. So obviously you can do this with any flower layering stamp set. Doesn't have to be this one. I mean, Altenew are probably the best known of all of the layering stamp set manufacturers. It is kind of their thing. That needs gems over here, so let's use them. So these are the iridescent faceted gems. So I'm going to one there, and one there, just in a nice triangle, just as a little bit of bling. This can then go onto our card base, and apart from doing linings for the cards, we will be done. Now, I know that I did not do a post for last week's live. I will, and I will also do a post for this week's live, as in, you know, blog post, because I do have a blog. And if you sign up to my newsletter, which you can do on my blog, you get the blog posts automatically on a Sunday. Which is to say it might be Monday morning early if you're in the South Pacific. Right, okay, so let's get rid of the bazillion and trillion and one stamps and have a look at what we have done today. So, card number 1 was blue. Card number 2 involved an embossing folder and was kind of aqua. And then we have pink. So those are today's cards. Just like that. Thank you, Amy. I'd love living in Sydney Harbour. I'm sure I would, Leslie. I'm sure I would. Thank you, everyone. So, if you've enjoyed it, as I say, thumbs up is always appreciated. Questions, comments below. If you're watching on replay, don't forget to share and subscribe. I will post these on my website. I promise, I promise, I promise. Thank you, Margaret. And I have part 4 of my mini album series, which is actually showing the one that I made in Cherry Cobbler, and how I finished it. And it's got sneak peeks, just saying. So, thank you very much indeed. I can't find my mouse. Where's my mouse gone? Oh, there it is. Thank you very much indeed for joining me today, wherever you are in the world, whether you watch as a replay or live. That would be lovely, or is lovely. The blue one is gorgeous. Thank you, Sheila. This one, I'm assuming, it is probably my favourite. Anyway, thank you very much indeed. I will see you again next week, I hope, live. Same time, same channel, as they say. Bye for now.